Hello children, let's come back to our maths class. In the previous classes, we were dealing with exercise 3.3 and we have almost completed the exercise. Only one sum was left there. Yes children, that is sum number 6 was left. So for going to sum number 6, we need some points to be taken down. So take down some of the points, and after writing down the points, we'll be continuing with exercise number 6. Okay children, just get ready with your classwork. Take down your classwork. Write on today's date. So for sum number 6, we need some of the points to remember. Okay, children? So we'll write down that point and I'll continue with the sum. So are you ready? Have you taken your classwork, children? Have you written today's date? Okay. Give the heading as points to remember. Give the heading points to remember. Take the first point. Here we have 2 points. Okay, children? So take down the 2 points. The heading is to identify the factors. Okay. So give the heading as, just put your number 1, write on here 2, identify x plus 1 and x minus 1 as factors. So I have to find, if I want to check whether x minus 1 is a factor or x plus 1 is a factor, what is the shortcut method, or how are you going to find out directly by looking at the equation. So I'll be just giving you the step, and this point I have just taken from the 9th standard book. We have done this type of sums in our class 9. So just this is a reference from 9th standard. So just stay on the point, and this point will be useful for us to solve sum number 6. Okay children? So just stay on the point there, to identify x plus 1 and x minus 1 as factors. The first one will be x minus 1 is a factor. When you call x minus 1 as a factor of a given equation, you call x minus 1 as a factor of px. Okay? Of px means your polynomial. So I'll just put your px. Px is a polynomial. X minus 1 is a factor of px if and only if and only if the sum of the coefficients is 0. The sum of the coefficients is 0. Okay? The sum of the coefficients of px. Okay, just put here px is 0. That means if you add all the coefficients and if you get the answer is 0, you can take that x minus 1 is a factor. Shall I give you one example? I'll just give one example where I have to create a own example. Okay, let me create an example. If I take 2x cube minus 3x square minus 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. Somewhat I have taken an equation. Now this is a polynomial equation, and what I am going to do is I am going to take the sum of all the coefficients of px. So what is the coefficient here? This is 2. What is the coefficient of x square? It's minus 3. What is the coefficient of x here? It's minus 2. You may have a confusion. Is 3 a coefficient? You may say it's a constant term. Yeah, it's a constant term, but 3 is also a coefficient, because I have told you that this x has a power 3, this x has a power 2, this x has a power 1, and what is the x over here? The 3 is with x, which is having the power 0. That means you have to consider this coefficient, so that is 3. What is the power for it? It's x raised to 0. That is, it has a variable x with a power 0. Are you getting my point, children? So do not neglect the constant term. You have to consider the constant term. Just think that what is that? The x part is invisible. It's just hidden. So 2x cube minus 3x square minus 2x plus 3 was the given equation. And now what is the condition saying that you have to what's that? If you add all the sum of the coefficients, I take all the coefficients 2 here, and when you take the coefficients, do not forget to take the sign. 2 minus 3 minus 2 plus 3. Okay, let me find out the answer. You can just go with the addition of the positive number, and then you can take the negative numbers addition. So 2 plus 3 gives 5, minus 3 minus 2 gives minus 5. So this is 0. So when I take the sum of all the coefficients, I get the answer as 0. And when you get such a case, you have to say that x minus 1 is a factor directly. You getting my point, children? Are you clear with the first point? What is the first point? X minus 1 is a factor of px if and only if the sum of the coefficients of px is 0. Just put your off. Coefficients of px is 0. So just add all the sums of the coefficients. That is, you're going to take the sum of all the coefficients, including this number also, including the constant also. And if you get the answer as 0, you can say that x minus 1 is a factor of the given polynomial. Okay. Now let's come to the next case over here. So here we identified for x minus 1. Now let us check for x plus 1. What will be the condition for x plus 1? So second one, here on. X plus 1 is a factor of px if and only if x plus 1 is a factor of px if and only if sum of coefficients of even power of x, only if sum of coefficients of even power of x, if and only if sum of coefficients of even power of x including constant is equal to the sum of the coefficient of odd power of x, is equal to the sum of the coefficients of odd power. You see, for x minus 1 was the statement was very easy, as we directly added the sum of all the coefficients, and if the answer is 0, you can say that x minus 1 is a factor. Okay, but for x plus 1 you have to just take in two ways. That is, you are going to take the sum of coefficients of even powers of x, and also you are going to take the sum of coefficients of odd powers. And when you take the sum of coefficients of even power, you have to include the constant also. Include the constant because 0, yeah, so 0 is also a even number. So you have to conclude, or you have to include constant term when you are taking the coefficients of the even powers of x, and that when you add all the answer, if it is equal to the sum of coefficients of odd power, you say that x plus 1 is a factor. Okay, children, I'll just take one of the examples over here. Okay, I'll just take the same example which is given in sum number 6. I'll just take one sum. I'll just take the second question here. 8x cube minus 2x square, 8x cube minus 2x square minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. Suppose you have this equation. Okay, the first thing is you check for the first part, that is whether it is a whether all the sums are going to be addition, that is when you add all the coefficients you're going to get the answer is 0. Check for that case. If you don't get the answer for that case, go for the second case. Okay, so here let me check for the first part. Let me add all the coefficients. So 8 minus 2 minus 7 plus 3. Add the positive numbers, it's 11. Minus 2 minus 7, it's minus 9. I get the answer is 2. So it's not possible. So x minus 1 is not a factor for this polynomial. Let me go for the second part, that is for x plus 1. So what we are going to do, we are going to take the sum of the coefficients of even power of x. Even power means 2, 4, 6, 8, 0 and so on. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 16, 10 was missed, or 10, 12, 14, 16 and so on. So 2, then this is, they said that you have to take the even power of x including the constant also. So what is the constant here? It's 3. So take the sum of coefficients of even power of x. What is the sum of coefficients of even power of x is minus 2 plus 3. Okay, what is it? Minus 2 plus 3. So what do you get here? The answer will be 1. Yes, minus 2 plus 3, it's 1. Okay, so I'll put here 1. Are you clear with this part, children? Now I'll take, so when you're taking the even power, focus on the constant also. Just think that constant is a term having a variable x with the power 0. So you have to take that term also. Now let us check for the sum of coefficients of odd power. Sum of coefficients of odd power of x is equal to. So you are going to go for the odd power. Odd power means 1. What are the odd numbers? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17 goes on. Yes, children? So 3 and this is 1. The power for x is 1. So 1 is a odd number and 3 is a odd number. So take the odd powers. I am going to take the coefficient of this, that is 8 minus 7. So 8 minus 7 gives you 1. So I got the answer 1 here and I got the answer 1 here. See here, what is the statement? X plus 1 is a factor of px if and only if sum of coefficients of even power of px including constant is equal to the sum of the coefficients of odd power of x. That means the sum of coefficients of even power is equal to the odd power. So when you have such a case, you can say that x plus 1 is a factor of a given polynomial equation. Are you clear, children? Yes. Let us have a small recap again. What is the condition for x minus 1 to be a factor? X minus 1 will be a factor if you are going to add all the coefficients and if you get the answer as 0. If you get the sum of all the coefficients to be 0, you say that x minus 1 is a factor. Done. Let us go for x plus 1 as a factor. For checking x plus 1 is a factor, what are you going to do? You are going to do the sum in two ways. That is, you are going to take the sum of coefficients of the even part of x along with the constant, that is one part. And also you are going to take the sum of coefficients of odd power of x, that is the second part. And if you get these two answers to be same, you have to say that x plus 1 is a factor. Getting my point, children? Clear? So just see how to take the odd powers means the odd numbers like 1, 3, 5. Even parts means 2, 4. Don't take from 2, you can start from 0 itself. 0 means the constant term. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 and. Are you clear, children? Okay. Let's come to sum number 6. Have you taken on this points? Are you clear with this point, children? Good. So just have a practice. See? So we have to use the concept from our 9th standard for sum number 6. That is we are going to do in our 12th standard. So there is the interrelation, So everything is being interlocked. Everything is a interlocked system. So we have to take from everywhere and we have to present our answer. Have you completed this part, children? Okay, let's take down sum number 6 from exercise 3.3. On the first question, solve the cubic equation. Sum number 6, exercise 3.3. First one, you are going to solve the cubic equation. They have given you a cubic equation. You know the meaning of cubic equation. The degree of this equation will be 3. Yes. And what do you mean by degree 3? If the degree is 3, that means how many roots you are going to get there? You are going to get 3 roots for the given equation. So let's take on the question. It's 2x cube minus 9x square plus 10x is equal to 3. So this is the equation given to us. Now we don't want 3 on the RHS part. We are going to take everything on one side and we are going to keep the RHS part as 0. So write down 2x cube minus 9x square plus 10x is equal to 3. This is what is given to us. And we are going to take everything on one side. Let's take everything on one side. So what do you get here? You get 2x cube minus 9x square plus 10x minus 3 is equal to 0. You get 2x cube minus 9x square plus 10x minus 3 is equal to 0. Is this clear, children? Now here the work is to check whether it has x plus 1 is a factor, because here we don't have any other information. We don't know whether to choose which as a factor because they have not given here any other information. Only a cubic equation is given and we have to find out the answer. So how to find out the answer? First of all, we should know some of the factors. If we know some of the factors, at least we can go for the division method or the synthetic division method and we can find the answer. For such a case, we are just going to choose the factors. So how to choose the factors? Already we have written two of the cases, yes. So we are going to use one of the cases. We are going to check for both. If the first case is done, no need to go for the second one. We can directly take the first case. If you are not satisfied with the first case, you are going to check for the second one and you are going to get the answer. Okay, children, a trial and error method. Try for both. If you get the success in the first step, stop. Enough. If you are not getting the success in the first step, try for one more. So we have got 2x cube minus 9x square plus 10x minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay. Now I am going to go for the first case, that is I am going to add all the sum of the coefficients. All the sum of the coefficients. Okay. Therefore, sum of all coefficients is equal to sum of all the coefficients is equal to, take all the sums. This is 2. I am going to take the coefficients, and when you take the coefficients, do not forget to take the sign also. So 2, okay, minus 9, okay, plus 10, okay, minus 3, that, okay. I have taken all the coefficients. Let me add the positive numbers first. I'll add 2 and 10, that gives me 12. I'll take the negative numbers, minus 9 minus 3, that's minus 12. So the answer is 0. Yes, I got the answer. We are successful in the first step itself. Yes. So we found all the sum of coefficients to be 0. Since the sum of all the coefficients is 0, what are the factors, children? What was the thing? What was the point I have given you? What is the factor? X minus 1 is a factor. So they write down the step there. Therefore, x minus 1 is a factor. Clear? So sum, I added 2 minus 9 plus 10 minus 3. I got the answer is 0. So I say that x minus 1 is a factor. Now, we are just going to follow a division method. We will follow a division method and we will try to get the answer. We're just going to use the division the same manner we have done in the previous class. Yes, we divided we divided a polynomial. Yes. So I'm going to follow the same thing. I'm going to write on the equation over here, 2x cube minus 9x square plus 10x minus 3 here, and I'll be writing the factor over here, one more factor, it's x minus 1. Let's divide it. 2x cube minus 9x square plus 10x minus 3. Come on, you know how to do the step. Come on, take the first term and the first term and divide it. The first term. What is the first term, children? The first term is 2x cube, yes? So 2x cube upon x. So x gets cancelled and 2 will be left here. So 2x square. Very simple. Always take the first term and the first term. So 2x cube upon x. X and x cube. When you cancel x and x cube, x square will be left and the coefficient is going to be left out. 2x square. So now let's see 2x square into x. 2x cube. Okay. 2x square into minus 1. Minus 2x square. Very simple, some children. The main sign is minus. So you have to change all the signs of the second term. Second equation. So minus, the minus will change into plus. So 2x cube minus 2x cube gets cancelled. Minus 9 plus 2. Minus 9 plus 2. What is the answer? It's minus 7. Yes, children? Minus 7 square plus 10x minus 7x square plus 10x minus 3. Again, the same method you are going to follow. You are going to take the first term and the first term. What is the first term here? It's minus 7x square upon x. Minus 7x square upon x. Come on children, complete the step. Try the sum. Try to do the division by yourself, children. So what is the answer you get when you divide? Minus 7x square by x. What do you get here? X and 1x goes off. And what is left here? Minus 7x is left. Minus 7x. Okay. So minus 7x into x. Very simple. Minus 7x into x. Minus 7x square. Minus minus plus. 7x into 1, 7x. The main sign is minus. The sign have to be changed. The minus turns to be plus. The plus change to be minus. Minus plus gets cancelled. 10 minus 7, 3x minus. What do you get here? 3x minus 3. Take the first term and the first term. So 3x upon x. X gets cancelled. 3 is left. So plus 3. Yeah. So 3 into x, 3x. 3 into minus 1, minus 3. Yes. That. So the main sign is minus. Change the sign minus. Change the sign plus. So minus. Plus minus gets cancelled. This is minus and plus. Again it gets cancelled. And you get the remainder as 0. So I got a factor as 2x square minus 7x plus 3. Complete the division. Completed, children? The division is very simple. You have to just follow. Very simple thing. Take the first term and the first term and divide. You get a quotient and then go on multiplying with the divisors and get the answer. Shall I rub this part? Write down a step over here. Therefore, 2x cube minus 9x square plus 10x minus 3 is equal to, listen to this. Actually, we have a rule, yes children? Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. This is a rule that we follow when we do the division. So dividend is this number. The inside part is a dividend. Divisor, quotient and remainder. Remainder is 0 here. So let me write down. So I have taken the dividend part. This is equal to divisor. What is the divisor? X minus 1. And what is the quotient? It's 2x square minus 7x plus 3. And plus 0. So plus 0 is going to be having no different changes, children. So I am not going to put there plus 0. I'll be just keeping it as same. So what happened? Okay, no problem. If you want, you can have your plus 0 and you can write down here this is equal to x minus 1, 2x square minus 7x plus 3. Or you can have this step directly. No problem. Because here it's 0. So it's not going to make any difference. So we have written the formula of division, yes. So dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So x minus 1 into 2x square minus 7x plus 3. Now, write down. This is equal to 0. So I just put here. This is equal to 0. Therefore, both are the factors. This is also a factor and this is also a factor. So say therefore, x minus 1 is equal to 0 or 2x square minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. So we have two factors. Okay, so this is equal to this. So this value will be equal to 0. They are the factors. So they are the factors means they are the zeros of it. So you can say this value is equal to 0. So this value, this two product is equal to 0 means one of the factor is going to be 0 or another factor is going to be 0. So x minus 1 is equal to 0 or 2x square minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. Are you getting my point, children? See, if you say x into y is equal to 0 means x can be 0 or y can be 0. If any one of the value is going to be 0, you are going to get the answer as 0. So since what we have done is we have just written down this in the form of divisor into quotient, and you know that the answer is 0, the remainder is 0. So it is a factor. Since it is a factor, they will be the zeros. See, actually what is the statement, if you write x minus 1 is a factor means, you can say that x is equal to 1 is a 0. X is equal to 1 is a 0 or a root. Same way, this is a factor part and this is a 0 part. So x minus 1 will be 0 or 2x square minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. So now we are going to simplify and we are going to find out the answer. Now we have to find out the zeros. Yes, you know how many zeros are there for it? You should get 3 zeros or 3 roots, because what is the equation? It is a cubic equation. For a cubic equation, total number of roots 3. So from this part I get x is equal to 1. X minus 1 is equal to 0 means x is equal to 1. Okay, done. Or 2x square minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. For solving this, I am going to use a T method. I'll just use a T method over here. So 2 3s are 6 minus 7. 6 I'll put here. 1 6 are. I think I can take this condition over here. So 1 6 minus 1 minus 6. Minus 1 into minus 6 plus 6. Minus 1 minus 6 gives you minus 7. Okay, now we have a coefficient other than 1. Here it's not 1x square, it is 2x square. That means you have another coefficient other than 1. You have a different coefficient. So what you are going to do? You are going to take that coefficient and you have to divide by the coefficient. So you'll get here by 2 by 2. Are you getting my point, children? If you would have 1 here, no problem. I will directly write the number minus 1 minus 6 and I'll complete the answer. But here you have a coefficient for x square, that is 2. So you have to divide by 2 for both the numbers. So minus 1 by 2 minus 6 by 2. So I'll get the answer over here. It's minus 3. So put this as, the variable is x, or x minus 1 by 2, x minus 3. Okay, so I'll just draw here one line. Okay, x is equal to 1, you put this. Therefore, 2x minus 1, x minus 3. Anyway, if you just go on doing the step, you'll go on doing the step. So this is equal to 0. I'll just put here. This is 6. This is minus 7. So 6, 1 into 6. Minus 1 minus 6. I'm dividing by 2. I get here minus 2. So just write down this factor enough. Say this is equal to 0. Because for this part I have solved, I got the answer. For this part I am using a T method. I used a T method and I got the answer is minus 1 by 2 minus 3. So write down the variable. So x minus 1 by 2, x minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay. Therefore you write x is equal to half or x is equal to 3. X minus half is 0. So x is equal to half. X minus 3 is 0. So x is equal to 3. Therefore roots are, what is the question? The question is solve the cubic equation. Solve the cubic equation is you have to find out the value for x. You can say therefore roots are 1, 1 by 2, 3. Roots are 1, 1 by 2, 3. Are you clear, children? So we started with the cubic equation. Then we found the factor for it. We used the cases that we have written under points to remember. We found one of the factor, and after finding the factor we divided, and after division we got another factor. Then we took both the factors and we simplified them and we got the required roots. Yes, children? Yes. That was sum number 6, the first subpart from exercise 3.3. Now your homework is from exercise 3.3, question number 6, the second subpart. Okay, the first subpart already I have done. Try for the second subpart and you have to complete your subpart 2. And we have already completed sum number 7 as homework. Okay, children? Yes, that was done. So with this we complete our exercise 3.3, and now we are going to continue with a new exercise, that is exercise 3.4. Let's start with exercise 3.4. Here this exercise is very simple. Here the only thing is we have to just check for the combination. If you find the correct combination, the work is done. So you have, they gives you some terms, and the thing is we have to just use a trial and error method and we have to find the correct combination. And as soon as you find the correct combination, the work is very simple. We can just go on proceeding with the sums. Shall we start with exercise 3.4, children? Okay, come on. Write down. Is this part clear all? All the parts are clear to you? Good. Just have a practice. Okay, children? Just go on practicing all the sums. Do not waste your time every day. Spend some time for solving your sums. Have a habit. You at least spend 1 hour for doing your sums every day. So I'm going to start with a new exercise and you are going to follow me. Come on, children. So take down exercise 3.4. Write down the question. Here it's very simple exercise. Only you have 3 sums and you know what will be the homework here. Yes, I'll be doing one sum and you will be doing one sum. Yes, children. Let's do the work. So exercise 3.4, the question is solve. Take the first sub part. X minus 5, x minus 7, x plus 6, x plus 4 is equal to 504. Yeah. So first one, x minus 5, x minus 7, x plus 6, x plus 4. Okay. This is what is given to you. Here is a problem that I just cannot go on multiplying everything together. Here we are going to take 2 at a time and we are going to find a proper combination. Okay, the thing is to find out the combination. If you are able to find out the combination, then the sum goes on, like you can just go on doing the sum. Till getting the combination, we have to work out. Okay, just we have to go on trying the different combinations. Take on the question, children. X minus 5, x minus 7, x plus 6, x plus 4 is equal to 504. Shall we start? Okay. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the first and the third combination. Okay, I'll take the first and the second and third. Okay, first 2 and 3, 4. You have to go for a trial and error method. Again, I'm saying, you can just use a trial method in the rough part. Don't go with the fair part. Now, this is a sum, okay? So, you have to try the trial and error method in the rough part only. Do not try it in the main part. So what's the question? X minus 5, x minus 7, x plus 6, x plus 4. Just check the questions properly. If you write the question wrong, everything goes wrong. Okay, let's come to the combination. Let me check the combination. Okay, I'm going to take the first one and the second one, and I'm going to take the third one and the fourth one. I'll just go for the rough part here. X minus 5, x minus 7. This is one combination, and I'm going to take x plus 6, x plus 4. X into x, x square. X into 7 minus 7x. Be careful, children, when you go for the calculation. X into x, x square. X into 7 minus 7x. Okay. Minus 5 into x minus 5x. Okay, done. Minus 5 into minus 7 plus 35. So x square minus 12x plus 35. This is a trial and error. I am just going for a trial and error. I am not entering. I have not entered to the sum. The sum we have not touched at all. So I have chosen the first 2 combination and I have taken the last 2 combination. Okay. So let me solve this part. X square, 4x, 6x, 6 fours are 24. So x square plus 10x plus 24. Now you people may ask, okay, how to find whether the combination is successful? You have to just check the common part. Here I have x square minus 12x and here I have x square plus 10x, which cannot be taken as common. So this combination is rejected because I don't have any common term, or x square and x square is common, but that doesn't make any difference. I cannot do anything with that one term. At least I need 2 terms to be common. Same 2 terms I should get. Okay, let me check for the first and the third and the second and the fourth. Let me check for the first and the third and second and the fourth. That is x minus 5 and x plus 6. And let me check for second and fourth. X minus 7, x plus 4. You have to show this all working, children. Just not, it's not my work. You have also to do the work. Okay, let's check for the first and the third and the second and the fourth. Come on, try to do. So I have taken 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I am taking 1, 3 and No, I'm taking 1, yeah, 1, 3 and 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the first trial. Now 1, 3, 2, 4. Okay, let me try. So x into x, x square, x into 6, 6x, minus 5 into x, minus 5x, minus 5 into 6, minus 30. It's very simple, yes, no need to explain, you people can understand the calculation. X into x, x square, x into 6, 6x, minus 5 into x, minus 5x, minus 5 into 6, minus 5 into 6, minus 30. So x square plus 6 minus 5, x minus 30. X square plus x minus 30. Okay, let me go over here. X into x, x square, x into 4, 4x, minus 7x, minus 28. So x square minus 3x minus 28. Again, I don't get equal terms. So this combination is also a failure. The first combination was a failure. Second combination was a failure. Now let us go for the third combination. You have to go on checking until you get a correct answer. Okay. So I am going to take the first and the last and the second and the third. Okay. I'll take the extreme corners and the middle numbers. I'll take the first and the last and I'll take the second and the third. You just stay down the steps, children. You just do the working part. So here was one part and the second part. Complete both the trials. Okay. Shall we go for the next combination? Let's check whether we are able to success or we have to try out one more combination. So I'm going to take the first and the last. So I'm going to take x minus 5, x plus 4. And I'm going to take one more combination. I'll take one more combination over here. What is that? The second and the third I told you, yes? So x minus 7, x plus 6. Let us check. X into x, x square, x into 4, 4x. X into x, x square, x into 4, 4x, minus 5x, minus 20. X into x, x square, x into 4, 4x, minus 5 into x, minus 5x, minus 5 into 4, minus 20. Okay, so it's x square minus x minus 20. I get x square minus x minus 20. Okay, let me check for the next combination. I'll go for this. X into x, x square, x into 6, 6x, minus 7 into x, minus 7x, minus 7 into 6, minus 42. 7 6 are 42. So what do you get here? X square minus x minus 42. So what do you get here? X square minus x minus 42. That is, now here just see children, at the last we are successful here. We just got the same two terms and we got the same two terms. I got x square minus x and I got x square minus x. So now this combination is a successful combination. So what we did first, so this was a question given to you. X minus 5, x minus 7, x plus 6, x plus 4. We have to go on trying with some of the combinations. The first thing is I tried the first two and the last two. So when I tried the first two and the last two, I got a different answer. That means I cannot take any terms to be common over there. I did not get a common term in both the answers. Now, then I took this was the first trial. Then I took the first and the third and second and the fourth as a combination. Now, in that also, when I solved it, I got the expressions without the common terms. I got different terms. So that's not, that's what I don't want. Now I tried for the first and the fourth and the second and the third. I tried for the first and the last and the second and the third. So when I tried for this combination, I got the answer as x square minus x minus 20, x square minus x minus 42. Here we have the first two term and the first two term as same. Can you see the children? It's x square minus x minus 20. Do not go with the constant term. Let it be. They are different. No need to worry about that. Just see the first term. It's x square, and go for the second term. It's minus x minus x. So we have two terms to be saved. So I am going to take this combination. I am going to take the third combination, that is x minus 5, x plus 4, x minus 7, x plus 6. Write down. So we have been successful in finding the terms. Let's write down the sum part now. Rearrange the term as. So we are going to rearrange this now. So rearrange the terms as. How are we going to arrange them? I am taking the first and the fourth combination. So write them together. X minus 5, x plus 4. Okay, done. And I am going to write down the second and third together. So x minus 7, x plus 6. And this is equal to 504. You can write down, 2 into 3 into 4 can be written as 4 into 3 into 2 or 3 into 4 into 2. Anyway, you can just mingle them up. So same way here also, this is in the form of multiplication. So we can just rearrange them in the order we wish. So I have taken the first one and the fourth one together, the second and the third one together. Okay, children, are you clear? So we have completed rearranging the terms. Now let's go for the simplification work. So we are going to just open the bracket, and already we have found the answer for this. Yes, we have found the answer for x minus 5 into x plus 4, and also we have found the answer for x minus 7 into x plus 6. So we can write the answers directly. We have found the answers, eh, children? So let's write on the answer over here. What is the answer for this two? It's x square minus x minus 20. Okay, and what is the answer for this? X square minus x minus 42. This is equal to 504. So I have found the answer. I have written the value. What is the value we have written? X square minus x minus 20, x square minus x minus 42 is equal to 504. Now what are we going to do here as children? We are going to take the common term. Okay, what is the common term? We have x square minus x. Write down here, put x square minus x is equal to y. What are we going to do? We are going to put x square minus x as y. We are going to make this two term as a single term. And what are you going to do here? You are going to put the common term as y. So put x square minus x is equal to y. Are you clear with the step, children? The first thing is we have four sets of numbers. We are going to take a proper combination by trial and error method. So just go on choosing the combinations. You have to go on with choosing the combination till you get a common part. So when I took this combination, I got a common part. So I have arranged the terms accordingly. After arranging the terms, you are going to write down the answer for it. Okay, now after writing the answer, you just see that these two parts are same. That is, the first term and the second term are same. The first term and the second term are same. So you are going to write down this term as y. That is, you are going to make two term as a single term. So put x square minus x is equal to y. Okay, children. Now let's proceed further. So what you get now? So your sum is being, it was a very lengthy sum. So we are trying to make it in a very, what you can call in a short form. So you get this as y minus 20 and you get this as y minus 42 is equal to 504. So see, we started with 4 terms and now we have arrived at 2 terms. So now the multiplication is easy. I can just multiply these 2 terms. Yes, let us multiply. Come on. You have y minus 20, y minus 42 is equal to 504. So we are going to multiply this now. Let's multiply. I'll do the multiplication over here, children. So let's multiply. What you get when you multiply y into y square. Okay. Therefore you put, okay. Therefore y square. Then y into y finished. Y into minus 42. Minus 42y. Done. Minus 20 into y. Minus 20y. Okay. minus 20 into minus 42. Minus 20 into minus 40. So minus minus will become plus. 42 into 2. 84 and 1 0. You get 840 is equal to 504. Do not forget this 504. Okay, children? That's equal to 500. What do you get? Y square minus 42y minus 20y plus 840 is equal to 504. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring all the terms on one side and try to simplify the like terms. So y square minus 42 minus 20 minus minus plus 42 plus 20 62. So minus 62y plus 840 minus 504 is equal to 0. On y square minus 62y plus 840 minus 504 is equal to 0. Let's go for the simplification. So 840 minus 504. 10 minus 4, 6. 3, 3. You get y square minus 62y plus 800. This is 336 is equal to 0. I found the answer. 336. Y square minus 62y plus 336 is equal to 0. Now the work is we have to find out the factors for it. We have to factorize it. So here the numbers are bigger numbers. So I am going to use a formula method and I am going to find out the value for y. Okay children, I'll be using a factorization method, that is by a formula method. I'm going to do factorization by formula method. I'll put here a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 62 and c is equal to 336. So y is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Children, come on. You're going to find out the answer. Come on to the answer. It's minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Okay. Substitute the values. Sums are lengthier sums. This is the 5-mark questions. Shall we continue? Have you started with the answer? Good. So, this is equal to minus b, that is minus of minus 62, minus of minus 62 plus minus minus 62 square minus 4 into 1 into 336 upon 2 into 1. 62 plus minus, find out the answer, 62 into 62, then find out 336 into 4. Find out. 4, 12, 12, 36, 37. 4, 4, 3. 3844. This is minus sign. 24, 12, 14, 12, 30. Upon 2. 3844 minus. So what is the answer you get? Let me subtract it. 3844 minus 0052. So I get this is equal to 62 plus minus 2500 upon 2. I know the answer for this. 25, this is square root of 2500 means 25 into 100. What is square root of 25? It's 5 and square root of 100, 10. So the answer is 50. So 62 plus minus 50 upon 2. So you get 62 plus minus 50 upon 2. Write on y is equal to 62 plus 50 upon 2 or y is equal to 62 minus 50 upon 2. Come on, find the answer for y, children. So we have used the quadratic formula method and we got the answer for y. So y is equal to 62 plus 50 upon 2, or y is equal to 62 minus 50 upon 2. Okay, let's continue the sum. So what do you get here? Therefore, y is equal to 2, 0, 2 plus 0, 2, 6 plus 5, 11 upon 2, or y is equal to 12. Yes, 62 minus 50, 12. So 12 upon 2. So y is equal to 2 5s are 10, 6 are 56, or y is equal to 6. I got the value for y as 56 or 6. Still, our work is not done. We have to find out the values. We have some more steps to go with. So you get y is equal to 56 or y is equal to 6. And we have taken the value for y as, what was the value for y we took, children? Yeah, we took the value for y as x square minus x. So write down here. Therefore, x square minus x is equal to 56, or x square minus x is equal to 6. That is, I am just going to substitute the original value for y. So what was the value for y? It was x square minus x is equal to 56, or x square minus x is equal to 6. So you are going to solve these two equations. When you solve this equation, you get two values for x. And when you solve this equation, you get two values for x. So totally you get 4 values of x. Let us find out the answer. So let's take two cases over here. So I have found y is equal to 56 or y is equal to 6. So I have just substituted the value. So x square minus x is equal to 56, or x square minus x is equal to 6. Shall I wrap this part? The calculation was very simple. Just go with the calculation, children. I'm going to consider the first case and the second case separately. If I just do on the same line, it will be a like congested. So I'll take separately. So I'll take case 1. X square minus x is equal to 56. Try to put everything on one side. Therefore, x square minus x minus 56 is equal to 0. Therefore, x square minus x minus 56 is equal to 0. Let's use the t method. This is minus 56. This is minus 1. Minus 56 minus 1. So what do you get here? You can just go on with many numbers, but 7 is the 56, very clear. Okay, I'll write down, no problem. 1 into 56, 2 into 28. Yes, children? Yeah, 28. 3 table, it is not going 3 table. 4 table, no. 5 table, no. 6 table, no. 7 8s are 56. Yeah, you have with this in the table of 4. When you divide by 4, 4 ones are 4. Yeah, 4 you get. You can divide by 4 also. 4 into 14. 56. Yes. So 456 means 4 ones are 4. Yeah, 4 fours are yes. So you have to take both the numbers. 4 into 14 and 7 into 8. I'll take this combination 7, 8. The answer should be minus 1. So I'll put the sign for the bigger number. So 7 minus 7 into minus 8 minus 56. 7 minus 8 minus 1. Done. Okay. So x plus 7, x minus 8 is equal to 0. X plus 7, x minus 8 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to minus 7 or x is equal to 8. I got two values for x. One is minus 7 or 8. X is equal to minus 7 or 8. Come on, go for case 2. X square minus x is equal to 6. X square minus x minus 6 is equal to 0. This is minus 6 minus. Go for the options, children. Factorize 6. Get the factors for 6 and find out the answers. Okay. What will be the answers? The sum is lengthier. Okay, agreed. But the steps are the steps that we have already done in our lower classes. This is a combination of everything. The first thing is you have 4 different terms. And the thing is, you are just going to arrange it. For arranging only, it will take some time because we are just going on choosing different combination. Once you arrange the terms, multiply it and try to take the common part. So you'll be having two terms as common. You are going to make it as a single term. And after making it as a single term, so from 4 you will get 2. You multiply these two terms, then you will get a quadratic equation. Try to find out the answer. So if the numbers are small numbers, you can use a T method and you can find the answers. If the numbers are bigger, you can go for a quadratic formula method and you can get the answer. Once you get the value for y, you have to replace the original value. That is, we took x square minus x as y. So I'm just replacing the value. Now here you have to consider this as two different equations and you are going to find out the root. Already we have found the root for one equation and now I'm going to find out the root for the another equation. So it's minus 6 and minus 1. Let's go for the factors. So 6 is equal to 1 into 6, okay. 2 into 3. I think this will be the correct combination. 2, 3. Here I have minus 1, so minus. 2 into minus 3 gives minus 6. 2 minus 3 gives minus 1. So the answer is x plus 2, x minus 3 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to minus 2 or x is equal to 3. So I got another set of answers. X is equal to minus 2 or x is equal to 3. Done. The work is done. So now we are just going to write on the final answer. Therefore, roots are, what are the roots? Roots are minus 7, 8, minus 2, 3. So therefore, roots are, you can just write down, you can write down from smaller to bigger, no problem, or just write down all the roots. So what are the roots we have got there? Minus 7, 8, minus 2, 3. Okay, children. So these are the roots for the given equation. So we have solved the sum. It was a lengthier sum. Yes, children, it was a lengthier sum. The thing is, the steps are simple. So now I have given you sum number 6 as homework from exercise 3.3. Now from this exercise 3.4, you are going to complete the first question, second support. Okay. The only work is to going for the arrangement. Once you find the combination, everything is easy. So you are going to complete the first question, second subpart, and also you are going to complete the second sum. It's the same, okay? The same manner. You are going to rearrange and you are going to do the sum. So for today's work, you have 3 sums as homework. You are going to complete these 3 sums. And with this, we complete our exercise 3.4. Yes, children? And we will be continuing with exercise 3.5 in the next class.